world ready for you? Good morning, and welcome back to my channel. This is Holistic Vixen, but you guys can call me Holistic V or V. It doesn't even matter. Thank you guys for tuning in. I am here today with a little bit of story time, like always. You guys knew that. I am going to be talking about a few things today. One being home workouts. Home workouts do work. Don't let people tell you that it doesn't. I am not a fan of the gym, so I will be talking about my journey with the home workouts as well as intermittent fasting and the benefits in that. There's 8 benefits that I'm going to be going over, as well as just encouraging and motivational videos. So here we go. First off, I am aspiring to be a motivational speaker, so of course I'm going to be using this platform to practice that as well. I am here for you guys, but I'm also here for myself. Of course, you know, there has to be a benefit in everything that you do, and a part of what you do should be, a driving factor should be you. So perseverance, how important that is. You know, of course, there's a bunch of times when we fail. A lot of us are actually afraid to fail. Me being one of those people for a very long time. I wouldn't even try anything out, working out included, just because it looked hard, or because, you know, I just didn't want to fail. And so, you know, a lot of times it'd be holding ourselves back. And I know I was holding myself back with not trying. Procrastination is a killer. With the procrastination, it's like, first of all, let's be honest, tomorrow's never promised. So why not do everything that you can do in the moment and try and shoot for, you know, being your best at all times. Procrastination will be the reason on why you're overwhelmed and your anxiety goes through the roof and everything else. And it's like, why, you know, why are we putting ourselves in that situation to be stressed? I know when I was going through school, I would wait literally into the last minute. And I mean, I can find out that I have, like in the beginning of the semester, we'll find out that we have a huge project at the end of it. That at the end of the semester that is due 20 pages, 15 pages, a report, a memoir. It really didn't matter, a research paper. It didn't matter how early in advance I found out. I ended up waiting until the week of, if not the day of, it was due to even start. And so a lot of the times I'll be overwhelmed and stressed and just, I mean, and then I'm very critical of myself. I'm a perfectionist, so it just didn't, perfectionism and procrastination do not mix, okay? That is a toxic mix, because you always feel like you're not ever doing your best. And then of course, because you're not feeling like you're doing your best, you are pushing it off and pushing it off and pushing it off and pushing it off until you can't no more. I mean, I failed a whole entire semester because of my procrastination and perfectionism. So the first thing that I think that, you know, we all should work on, if this is something that you struggle with, is to learn ways on how to alleviate the idea that you need to be perfect. Because let's be honest, there's no such thing as perfect. And as much as we try with the surgeries and the Botox and the facial reconstruction and everything else that there is out there to make us feel like we're shooting for perfectionism, it's never there. Like, ask anyone who has completely, you know, gone through the alteration of themselves trying to shoot for that perfect look, and I guarantee that they will say that there's still work to be done. Guarantee it. So let's just stop shooting for it. You know, of course, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be the best, but being the best doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be perfect. But I mean, let's just shoot for being close to perfect. Let's just change the word, you know. Let's just say that our perfectionism is subjective, and anything that you do is perfect. How about that, you know? And then, I wanted to also talk about accountability. Another big thing that, we all struggle with is, first of all, taking responsibility for the things that you've done and the role that you've played. Thinking about, how, it's very hard for people to admit where they were. And of course, again, back to the fact that we are all human. So, most of us do think that, we're the victim. We don't do anything wrong. But usually we are playing a huge role in anything that goes wrong in our lives. Like I said, with the failing, I was upset with my teacher because she was very critical on my grading. But again, I turned in something at the last minute. It was a 20-page paper. There's no way that I can actually turn in a 20-page paper and it be covering every single step that was in the rubric that needed to be covered. And I tried. And she was very critical, like I said. And I got a C. Again, perfectionism. So a C is unacceptable in my book. And I was just very upset about it. And I, tried to blame the teacher and, said all of these things on how she just took her job so seriously. But I mean, in actuality, it was my fault because I knew from day one of class, it was in the syllabus. And I still chose to wait until the Saturday before it was due. So it was my fault. Accountability is one of those things that we all struggle with, and so don't feel bad, but let's aim to work on that too. Maybe have it be one of your 2021 goals. Just because the new year has passed doesn't mean that we can't implement these goals and write them down and work towards them. There is meditation for everything that you can possibly think of. There's even a meditation to psych yourself out in a way to make you feel as though, matter of fact, to give off a different level of attraction so that you are drawing different type of people in because you have a different level of confidence that you're giving off. And confidence is actually the key to a lot of things. And that's where I think there's a line between confidence and perfectionism. And I was here's the perfectionism, and this is where I am now. I'm very confident in my ability to pretty much do anything that I put my mind to. But do I think that I am perfect? I'm as perfect as, physically allowed, mentally allowed. Of course, there's room for growth in every aspect of my life. The learning never stops. And so the point is to just keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing, because like I said, the learning never stops. And there's no such thing as having all the knowledge. I mean, the most genius person in the world still learns every single day, and that's what makes them a genius, honestly. I mean, that just doesn't come from off the top. Like, maybe they have a mental capability that is different than ours, where they can retain information in a different way. And maybe their foundation is we may start here and they're starting here, but at the end of the day, they're all doing just research, learning. Bet on you. A friend and I have been having this conversation, and you have to, if you're not going to risk it all on yourself, how could you expect other people to? A lot of times we are unsure of what we're bringing to the table, like say for a job interview. They are able to tell whether or not you are confident in a role, and sometimes overconfidence can be a downfall as well. I have been told in plenty interviews, and in 2018-19, I went on probably about 30 interviews looking for a job, and out of that 30, 26 of them told me that, and of course, I don't necessarily think that this is the reasoning for real, but they didn't have a valid reason on why I wasn't hired. But I've been told that I was overqualified for the position. I've been told that they felt as though I would get bored. I've been told that, I, on a third round interview process, I wore jeans to the third round out of nowhere. And that was the reason on why they weren't hiring me. And we already know what but we don't have to talk about it right now because that doesn't make sense. Why would I have aced the first interview in business attire, the second interview in business attire, and then I'm meeting the director of the department and I decide that, you know what, hey, I got it, I'm wearing jeans, like, come on, but whatever. But you always have to bet on you. You always have to bet on you, and do not settle for less. A lot of times people will also try and take advantage of you and think that you have no other options, so they'll try and lowball. Maybe just always know who you are and what you are, and never settle. Never settle, because there's always something that's going to present itself to you, even when you think that your back's against the wall. If you just trust in God and in the universe, things will always happen the way it needs to happen. Like, trust the timing and do not try and overcut or shortcut what's actually meant for you. And then, you know, the power of patience. Whew. When I was younger, I've always said, you know, I would never have kids because, first of all, I worked at the Boys and Girls Club during, you know, like summer. My summer job was the Boys and Girls Club for a few years, and those kids were bad, okay? They were super bad, and they didn't listen, and they were rowdy, and they rolled over the place, and I'm just like, this is not, this is not for me, okay? Like, I could not believe how disrespectful these kids were. I could not believe the way that they used to talk and the way that they used to behave. And I'm like, yeah, no, I do not have the patience for this. And then here I am, a mother of 3. Like, no one even believed that when I got pregnant, that I was even pregnant. Like, all of my childhood friends could not believe it. But, you know, it's obviously the way you raise your children plays a factor. But I thought that having kids will automatically make me patient, but it didn't. You know, it was very, like, it took a lot of work. And honestly, let's say before children, I was at a 0%. Now I am, realistically speaking, maybe honestly, in the last year or so, the patience has actually increased. So let's say before 2020, my patience level was at like a 25%, but now I think I'm at a good 45, 50, guys. Like, I am getting there, and I'm very proud of myself because, whew, you know, like now, but you know what? Being a parent, the longer you are a parent, it's like you're able to tune out certain things. You don't respond to everything. You know, my kids are playing with each other. My youngest one, like, hysterically cries for every little thing, but he does 3 cries. So it's like, I listen. I already know how he is at this point. So he cries, if he cries for 3 hysterical howls, that's all. After that 3rd one, he's done. So it's funny because, you know, like, if friends and family is visiting, or if we're around friends and family, they automatically like, get up, oh my gosh, she's so hurt. We gotta find out what's happening. What's wrong? And we're just like, he's okay. And we're continuing the conversation, and they just looking at us like, are you serious? Did you not hear how he's crying? I'm like, 1, 2, 3. And then it's every time, it never fails. Like, it never fails. And it's hilarious. But I mean, he's dramatic. It's just what it is. So I mean, it's fun. It's fun being a parent. I want to show you guys this video. I'm going to put it right here. My son, he specifically asked me if I was going to upload it to my YouTube channel. So I just wanted to show you guys, you know, what happens on just a random Tuesday. Is it a square?
It's more. It got 2 long sets, 2 short sets, and it got a boom. Okay. Oh, this is a rectangle.
So, oh, yeah, that is a rectangle.
No, it's not a rectangle.
What is it?
It's called rectangle.
Okay. There are, you know, of course it's not easy being a parent, but brings you so much joy at the same time. And I am happy that I've taken this journey, and that, you know, the universe picked me to be a mother to 3 boys, to 3 Black boys. I felt like that was intentional, and there was a reason behind that. And so I don't take it lightly, and I am very, very grateful to be chosen to embark on this journey of at least changing the narrative of what Black boys turned Black men turned Black kings are and what they'll be. Because, you know, the way you raise children is so critical. Like, I know that, you know, we can give them everything and give them all the skills and all the tools necessary to succeed, and at the end of the day, it's going to be their decision. I know that, but I also know that the things that we're instilling in them now is going to be detrimental to who they become as men. And I'm just grateful, you know. So now here we are going to go over working out at home. It really works, you guys. You do not need a gym membership. I do not like gyms, and not the gym specific. Well, I don't, because, you know, it's, especially now, it's like people go in there and record and want to just show that they went to the gym. They want to show their calories, they want to show and I get that, you know, that's a part of the motivation. Like, a bunch of YouTube channels are specifically focused on fitness and wellness and health, and, you know, a part of that is obviously working out and bringing exposure to the things that you do at the gym or in your workout. So I completely understand it, but then the other part of it is that, you know, you just can't zone in and just do what you want to do. And I believe this for men and women, but when I'm working out, I just want to work out. I don't want to talk. I don't want to worry about this or that. Like, I just want to zone in and do my workouts, and that's it. But it always turns into a conversation or someone trying to talk to me, you know, like, hey, shoot their shot and whatever. And I'm just like, you know, not here for that. And I just don't even want to be rude about it, or, you know, come off as, you know, I've been told, oh, you think you're all that. And I'm just like, I'm just here to exercise. Like, can I just exercise? Like, this is what I came here for. I didn't come here to meet anyone. Like, first of all, I don't want to do that. I am taken happily, and I don't want to engage in that kind of thing. So they take it very, very personally. So like I said, I just prefer to work out at home. And now, you know, gratefully, I'm in this position where I'm able to, you know, bring a lot of the things that I went to the gym for to my house. So, you know, like I've told you guys before, I kind of have everything that I would need to have, or the things that I would have used at the gym is here. Like, I'm missing one more thing. I want to get that mirror machine. I know you guys seen it. It's like the thing where you post on a wall and you can focus on your arms, your legs, and it completely mirrors how you're doing to perfect your form and to make sure that you're hitting your reps correctly, which is very, very important. So I do want to get that. But until then, Lily and Chloe, and now her name is Pre-Curves on Instagram. And of course, you take the before picture and then you take the 4 weeks later. And I am excited because I want to be able to sculpt, but at least I'm not in a place where I want to lose weight anymore. So now I want to just be able to sculpt and tone and hold on to my curves, because I am not trying. I just want to be curvy, you know, hourglass shape. That's what I want. So her workout and her workouts seem to be specifically designed for women who are having the similar goals as me. And her body is phenomenal, guys. You have to go look her up. Like, she is goals, okay? But yeah, like, creating yoga, and it's changed my life. I'm becoming more flexible as time progresses. and I'll be dropping another video about yoga benefits and what it does to your, not only how you take on your day, but your sex life, guys, because next video, tune in. But I also wanted to talk about, health, because, working out is actually only 20% of the process. 80% of it is your nutrition. And I am not going to sit here and tell you guys that I eat healthy all the time. The thing that I do stick to is I don't eat meat. So I am a vegetarian, and I use the intermittent fasting technique. I've been doing this, so I've been a vegetarian for a little over a year, let's say about 14 to 15 months now. And I have been doing the intermittent fasting for actually a year to date. So today is actually my year mark for doing intermittent fasting. And I know many people just do it for a small period of time, but honestly, I just like eating like this. I'm not necessarily a breakfast person anymore, so it's not like I want to, I'm missing out on breakfast. Like, it's okay. I do drink coffee. I have one glass of coffee, and like maybe halfway through I'll have a glass of tea, and that's it until about 12 or a little after 12. It really just depends on the day, but for sure after 12. I follow the 16-8 method. So what that means is there's 16 hours of fasting and 8 hours of eating. So again, let's say I'm eating exactly at 12 o'clock. I have until 8 to get all my meals in. And then after 8 o'clock, I no longer eat anything. And that's where the fasting period begins. And I wanted to discuss with you guys. Now, again, this is not for everybody. And you may not have to do this to lose weight. Because, again, everybody has different body types. Everybody has different blood types. So figure out what works for you. This is just something that works for me. I have, like I told you guys, tried everything. And I've yo-yo dieted and done all these things for all these years. So when you find something that works, stick to it. And this is what it is for me. Now, the benefits behind intermittent fasting, like even if you guys do it for about, let's say 90 days, the benefits are phenomenal. And there's 8 benefits that I've researched, way before I started, but I kind of wanted to share with you guys. Look up healthline.com. You can verify everything that I'm saying today. And let me give you guys a disclaimer. I am not a doctor, okay? And just like everything else, just including exercise, please consult with your physician or your doctor before beginning anything, especially with intermittent fasting, because of the health benefits. Of course, there can be cons too, depending on the type of person you are, depending on what kind of medical conditions you have. This may not be it for you. And of course, pregnant or nursing, I know for a fact that they recommend that you do not do the intermittent fasting, but here they are, okay? I say the first benefit that drew me to intermittent fasting was, first, of course, you lose weight and belly fat. Like, hello, that is the number one reason on why I started this. Actually, The Rock does intermittent fasting, and I read his story, and actually he was the person that kind of was like, okay, let me try this out before prompting me to do my own research. You lose weight in your belly fat, and because of the fasting period, it increases your metabolic rate. Not by much, but if you had a metabolism like mine, every little bit counts. So, it's about 6 to 14%, depending on a person. I honestly feel as though, for me personally, it may have increased my metabolic rate to about 10%, because like I told you guys before, if I looked at bread for too long, I gained 2 pounds. Okay, 2. It was ridiculous. And so I do think that my metabolism has sped up a lot, just based off of that fact alone. Number 2, the second benefit that I've wanted to share with you guys is that it has the ability to change your cell, genes, and hormone function. Your insulin levels will drop. So those who suffer from or struggle with high blood pressure, this is a perfect thing to kind of get you regulated without having to take medication. So your insulin levels will drop and your hormone growth levels will increase, which basically both of those things combined equals fat burning. Again, that is the whole purpose of intermittent fasting, is you want to have it, and just like keto, like you want your body to be in fat burning status as much as possible, so that you are always kind of in a deficit when it comes to what you're intaking, and burning is just as fast, so it doesn't hold on to you. I'm very water, my body retains water so much. Like when I got pregnant, each time I gained a minimum of 80 pounds, and it's because, I mean, you know, of course, with all of the fluids that you intake and the amniotic fluid that is inside of your body, like, it just like, I swell up like a balloon, and my body does retain water still, so I have to drink at least a gallon of water just so I can flush out at least half of what it naturally wants to retain. So that's another thing. Drink a lot of water, especially in that fasting period. The water like fills you up, and the benefits in that alone, like the improvement in your skin, improvement in your skin tone, the complexion. You actually start sweating, like you sweat more during your workouts, but then like your oil production is less. And I know you guys see that I have, you know, I have like combination skin, but before it was like glistening oil, and so that's changed. And honestly, it helps you retain your youth. I say I have the Benjamin Button. I'm reversing backwards. Say what you want. I know for a fact that I look younger than I did when I was 22, and there's a bunch of reasons for that. One being my diet was atrocious. The second thing is that I carry stress. So when I was very stressed, I had it I had it on me. Like you could just see it. It was in my eyes. It was in the way that I carried myself. I mean, it was in my face. So those two combined made me look very old. So at 22, 23, and I'm gonna drop my old military photo right here. I just think I look older than I do now. Like I have more of a vibrant look to me now. I think my eyes are a lot brighter also. Number 3, it lowers your risk for type 2 diabetes. Again, like I said, it does drop your insulin levels. So of course, when your insulin levels drop, it will subsequently have lower your risk of type 2 diabetes. It reduces oxygen and lowers the inflammation that could be in your body. So again, like I said, for me personally, I retain water, so water and could sometimes have that I was causing me to look or feel inflamed, and so that has helped me a lot with feeling just more low swollen. Number 5, studies show that it can improve numerous risk factors for heart disease. Again, you can double check these. Like everything that I'm saying to you guys is not some random facts that I've come up with. I've done the research, but these facts specifically are coming from healthline.com if you want to check that out for yourself. 6 is it triggers a metabolic pathway called, I should have checked the pronunciation. It's called, from your cells, I don't know how to say it, you guys. AUTPHGY. So again, that helps with making sure that your cells are at its most optimal level, making sure that there isn't anything that is going to block cell production. Cell production obviously helps with the youthful appearance. It helps with your immune system and immune support, and I mean, it just has a bunch of benefits in itself, so go ahead and look that up as well. Number 7, it may help prevent cancer. I know that cancer is actually one of those things that have been increasing over time. The carcinogenics that are in food, that's in the air, that's in, I mean, it seems like everything at this point. I mean, it was in baby powder. It's increasing. So of course the susceptibility to getting cancer is also increasing as well. So this helps prevent that. And last but not least, number 8, it is good for your brain. It increases growth of neurons and protect the brain from damage. And if you're anything like me, guys, I need all the protection I can get, okay? I'm trying to, I'm in this place where it's just like I want to be able to articulate myself a little more than I used to, be able to retain information. I want to improve my memory. I want to just make sure that my brain is at its most, at its peak level to function at the best that it can. And there's meditations for that as well, of course. But that combined with everything else, it's a no-brainer. Like, why not, And then with the vegetarian thing, I will say it's a lot easier than most people think. What helped me kind of phase out of the whole meat thing, honestly, was this detox from Inside Out. Her name is Inside Out. Check her out. She does have a YouTube. Her name is also Inside Out LLC on Instagram, and I believe she also has a Facebook. I'm not 100% sure, but I do think that she has a Facebook. She is amazing. She makes holistic, all-natural products. She has an amazing detox. You can have 7 days, I believe 14 days, and I think she also has a 28-day detox. What that does, obviously, is flushes out everything in your system. The thing with meat is that people are addicted to it. It releases, it releases feel-goods, like the oxytocin and the other feel-good hormones in your gut, and it makes your brain think that what it wants is meat. So if you detox your body and get all of those toxins outside of your body, you can start from a fresh slate. And from that fresh slate, of course, that kind of then normalizes everything else. So I was already, like, years and years, I've stopped eating pork maybe about 4 years ago. I stopped eating red meat as much. I got to maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 to 4 times a year with red meat. And that was just like an occasional burger here and there. I was down to only eating chicken, so I used to call myself a poultritarian. I realized that it actually exists, but of course at the time I thought I was making the word up. I really enjoyed chicken and turkey. Honestly couldn't see myself going without that for years, so I just thought that I would just stick to, again, the chicken and the turkey, hence the poultritarian. But you know what? That What the Health YouTube show, it was actually on Netflix at first, but I know they removed it from Netflix. Changed my perspective on chicken. I don't want to ruin it for you guys, so I'm not going to give you any details really, but for me personally, I just didn't want to do it anymore. And with the help of Inside Out, her name is Khadijah, the help with her detox, that combined with the fact that I thought that chicken was now disgusting, and eggs, I'm able to not eat meat at all. I have no desire. Sometimes, I do eat the plant-based vegan options. I do that sometimes, but not often, because honestly, I'm still kind of picky when it comes to those types of things, and I'm not a huge fan of like peas and soy. So of course I kind of limit my intake there, but I do enjoy a good veggie-based, plant-based chicken. I do enjoy that, and I also enjoy the plant-based meat crumbles, the Beyond Meat crumbles. They go great for like a spaghetti, tacos. I made quesadillas with them this past weekend. They're amazing. So yeah, I know that this video is a little bit long, but guys, I mean, we're talking about health, we're talking about wealth, we're talking about mental health. Just go ahead and touch on that topic real quick. One thing that I'm realizing, with stars and celebrities and people even like me, regular people like you and I, a lot of us suffer from like body dysmorphia. And I'm definitely one of those people, and I'm really kind of going through therapy to kind of get through that portion of my mental health, because and that's why I do the things that I do. Like, that's why I have my little intro. This is why I post the pictures that I post, because honestly, I personally cannot see it unless I see it in a picture or in a video. But, you know, like again, with the perfectionism thing. So with body dysmorphia, you don't see yourself as you are. Like, you'll see all of the flaws that you have on your body and only your flaws. So then you want to target this and target that and work on this and work on that and nip this and tuck that. And that's how these people, you know, become 25 surgeries in and still not happy with the way that they look. Because body dysmorphia is real. So be a little bit more empathetic with people who've had that much work done. Like you and I looking at them, we can see that, you know, first of all, they were good maybe 15 surgeries ago. But when you suffer from that and you don't know that you suffer for that, and you don't get help, you know, and you don't have a support circle, it kind of just spirals out of control. And it's, you know, like it's uncontrollable. Like any other mental disorder, body dysmorphia is on the list. So be a little bit more, just a little bit more understanding, you know. Like we understand people who suffer from bipolar disorder. We understand people who are on the spectrum. We understand people who have Down syndrome. So just be empathetic with people who have body dysmorphia also. You know, I see a lot of bashing, and I just don't understand how people just bash like the celebrities, and not even just celebrities, just regular people on the street, like just so. And I used to be that way, but when you start understanding like this is literally something that people are suffering with, and it's not a good place to be in sometimes, you know. So it's just like, I do have confidence, don't get me wrong, but a lot of the confidence that I have has become like more of a mental thing. It's more of an internal confidence, and then external too. Like, I'm not saying that I believe that I'm an ugly girl. I know I'm not. But like I said, I still do see the imperfections. I still do see the flaws, and I've been guilty of kind of just only seeing that. That happens to me actually throughout the week periodically. So like I said, what I've learned to combat that with is through pictures and videos. So I just wanted to touch on that a little bit, guys. And I kind of wanted to talk about mental health too in one of these videos. So I appreciate you guys tuning in for this long video. It is very informative, and I hope you guys enjoying it. Thank you guys for tuning in again. Sprinkling you guys with a little bit of my magic. Love you guys.